Good morning, Vietnam. What's up, everyone? Riley Jack Design here. Can't hear anything because I changed how the audio comes out from my background music. There, now I can hear it. That's better. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another lovely stream. We're doing who? Mac Jones. So we're doing something Mac Jones related because he was named the starter today because the Patriots got rid of half of their quarterbacks. So got two photos of Mac Jones here. We might find some more to play around with. Let's pull a couple more assets. I've got a Patriots logo somewhere in here. We'll see what I can find. I found it earlier, so I just got to figure out where it is. My computer just hates when I search. What's up, Jordan? Hope your day is going well. All right, Patriots logo. There it is. All right. So we got some stuff going on. I asked on Twitter if I should do it in any specific style. Someone said that I should do it in a Tyson Beck style, which we can kind of do. I got an idea of what I wanted to do, and it's not really what Tyson does, but it's different than from what I do usually, where I have like a lot of lighting in the scene and stuff like that. This is going to be more retro and flat. I actually have a bunch of inspiration that I can show you. Let me do this as icons and just make them big. Yeah, okay, here you go. Here's some stuff. That'd be cool. This is just stuff I found online that I thought would be nice. Just making some sort of print overlay. You know, lots of bold color. Something like this would be cool sometime. Sort of block print. So this is sort of some stuff I found that we're going to use as a little bit of inspiration. There's a lot going on there. So let's start off with creating some sort of composition. Now, if you've been here before, which I'm sure you guys have, I'm going to first go to View, New Guide Layout, and I've got a guide layout set up already. 2 columns, 2 rows, 75 pixel margin, which pretty much gives us these guides, which is absolutely amazing. Love that. So let's use this big photo of Mac Jones in the back. Let's put him back here, per usual. Been there, done that. Mac Jones in the front. Let's make him real small, though. Real small Mac Jones in the front. Something like this. So playing off some of the inspiration, I really liked wherever they went. Oh, it's over here to the side. I really liked using something like this, or the background of this, just having this nice border with a big white area, but then stuff at the bottom. Now this is a little different because it's like, I have no idea what this poster's for, but I can tell you this is someone walking, and then like, oh, there's some sort of someone, or these are their shadows or something underneath, which I think is a little too horror for me, but we'll do something different instead. So I'm gonna blow this Patriots logo up, mainly so I can get color. And how do I want to do this? I'm going to fill the background with red. I'm actually going to make a new layer with black. What is up? I don't know how, is it Inez? I don't know how to pronounce your name correctly. I don't want to butcher it because I know you're going to be here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a quick border. Whoops. There's no right way to do this, but we'll make a quick border like this. Yeah, I know it's like him, but I also don't know how to spell. I don't know how to pronounce his name either. I know who you're talking about, though. So what we're going to do with the composition is the composition has sort of this natural wave to it. These have some waves to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our Patriots logo and I'm going to blow it up like this. And I'm just going to select this and just make a new layer and just fill that in. Hide the layer. There's a bunch of different ways I can do this. But we're going to do that. So now we sort of have this cool natural wave. based on the Patriots logo. Yeah, Bradley. I couldn't find photos I liked enough of CM Punk. I did look. And then the news came out that Mac Jones was a starter, so I said, we'll do that. So we've got Mac Jones down here that we can do something cool with, and we've got a Mac Jones in the background. You see we've got some depth going on because we have him here, him here, him here. So that's good. What's up, Garrett? I'm going to make a little quick tweak. I already edited these photos, but like, I edit these photos the same each time, so I don't want to like just keep showing that. I want to experiment with some designs with you guys instead. So let me just lower this. I'm gonna take this Patriots logo again and flip it around, and maybe make it a little bit smaller. Let's put it there. Select it. I'm gonna make a new layer. I'm gonna select the blue, fill it in with blue, put it behind this, put it behind this actually, hide this. So basically all I'm doing is I'm just making some like random shapes. And these are all raster, so I'm actually going to turn these into smart objects. I don't know if there's a good way of doing this. I mean, there's probably a little bit better way of doing this, but you can see what I'm doing with the composition here. You know, sort of doing an equal parts thing. So each of these colors have their own parts, but it's sort of breaking things up a little bit. What do we want to do now? Maybe we'll put some text up here at the top. I think this is going to be like last week, a more text-heavy design. So we'll do QB. We'll make sure that this is behind this in case we want it to bleed over. Just put it up here. This looks like the font Adobe uses. Which it might be. Put a Q there, then we'll lower this down a little bit. QB. I'm going to turn this into... Yeah, do a Mac text wave. Yeah, I get that might be a good idea. So I'm gonna turn this to a smart object. Yeah, Jack, I could probably easily just change this to be a sports card. We can probably just make it a sports card. Let's actually just do that. This shouldn't break anything. All right, so sports cards are 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches, I believe. So 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches would be 5 by 7. So we'll do this. We'll make it a little bit smaller, and then we'll tighten it up a little bit on the pixels, and this will be 5. So that's 5 by 7. I think that's right. I don't have my tape measure with me. Standard sports card size. I mean, I have one right here. Yeah, 2.5 by 3.5. Okay, great. Garrett, if you want to create a document that has a 2:3 ratio, you can just type in here. What I would do is I would just do inches and do like 2 by 3, and then hit OK, and then you can size it up for whatever you want. So if you want it to be 2,000 pixels wide, you can do that. 2,000. But if it's 2 by 3, you can also do 2,000 by 3,000 because that's the same ratio. We're just adding zeros at the end. Garrett was being sarcastic. All right, so let me clear these guides. Let me put some new guides in. New guide from layout. I'm going to drop this down to 35 pixels. Whoa. I mean, this is cool. If you play around in here, you can do a bunch of stuff. But let's do that. All right. So I'm going to mess this around, do this. The easiest way to actually do this is just going to make a new layer. Make it white. I hope you guys can hear Penny having the complete zooms down here because she's wet from being outside. She has run around the couch 4 times. Oh, and she's right here. So I'm going to use the same color here. And we're just going to position inside 35 pixels, so then it's going to hit that. That is a better way. I like doing that. So we'll convert that to a smart object. We'll drop this down a little bit. I like that there. Maybe we drop him down. I need to set the fill to 0. No, I don't. Because I fill to 0, that doesn't work. How do I want to do this? You didn't miss much McCorkle action. I set the fill to 0. Hold on. Oh. I turned it to a smart object too soon. I gotta set the fill to 0 there. Then I can turn it to a smart object. There. That works better. Alright. So I can throw these down a little bit. QB1 this up. There. Quarterback. Got it. I already made a completely different design already and posted it, Brad. So you missed out. Alright, so we got QB1, QB1. I'm doing this on purpose. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. Man, you already missed all the inspiration. Here's all the inspiration. Look at all this cool stuff. It's real cool stuff. Mainly this and this and this and this. And a little bit of this. Here's our inspiration. Looks like that. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to get rid of this. And I want to put a big 1 in there to be cool. Be super cool. 1. He's QB1. It also kind of looks like a keyhole, which I thought looks kind of cool. So actually, I'm going to group these together. Select this. Invert the selection so it's only that. Save. Go back. Now it says QB1. You know, maybe I adjust it a little bit. A little too tall. A little too to the side. That looks a little bit better. Alright, so now we got QB1. That's good. We can add a bunch of text stuff down here. Let's say this is going to be a sports card. One thing I like to do... Let's gear some stuff up real quick. Let me find... Let me open this up. Nick Foles is going to get traded. I don't know to where, but he's going to get traded. Because he's our third quarterback right now. I'm opening up my PSA slab for my card mockups. Yeah, this. Alright, so we can get rid of this background. We don't care about the case. We want design goes here. So here's the design. I should theoretically just be able to go like this. Copy. Paste. Of course, this file is a little bit larger, so we'll boost it up like that. There. Oh, good. I'm glad you are a Pats fan, able to see this. So I've got this little bit of a texture on top of it to like mess up the edges a little bit. Which is a little off, it looks like. Just a teeny bit in this corner. And this is just to give it a little bit more realism, because your card might have a little bit of edge issue. This wouldn't get a 10 from PSA. Actually, it might. It has to, because that's what we're making. Alright. So here's our card design. That's good. If I go back to the slab, we've got our PSA design in the slab already. So I can actually quit out of this and quit out of this file and not save it. But boom, here. This is the file we're working from now. Great. Okay. So we've got Mac Jones. We're doing a little bit of a retro vibe, as you guys have seen today. So let's pull up our inspiration. So I pulled this up because I like this gradient sort of thing and how these like drips were coming off. So let's do that. Make a new layer. Let's grab this color and grab this color, and with a gradient, let's go like this. And we're going to select this. We're going to group together, invert the selection. We're going to make a complete inverse selection of this. Yeah, Porter, I only need 20 more people until I use the pen tool on purpose, is what I'm saying. Let's see if I can just do this. Is this the smart way of doing this? Yeah, this is the smart way of doing this. Blah, 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 blah. All right, there. Delete. Next, delete. All right. We'll go in and fine tune this. So I just liked how flat that was. So I gotta figure out actually how I want to do this. Let me delete this layer mask and actually drop it down one, apply it to this layer, invert mask there. Now we'll mask it out. So I liked how flat it was. You know, this has a lot of depth. This is a normal photo that has depth in different colors. And then I'm adding just this big flat color to it. So as usual, I'm just using this big edge of a big brush because it's pretty flat. Allows me to go in and paint quickly. If I paint with little guys like this, if I don't have the smoothing turned on right, it can look bad. Like I have float 100 and smoothing at 0%. It really depends on the brush. If you have the brush settings, what do we got going on here? You know, spacing. If I do spacing at 1%, that's going to make it better. If I do spacing more, it's going to do that. And that's really bad with like an eraser. So we're just going to do this. Let me hide that so we don't have that popping up every 2 seconds. I think this is going to look kind of cool. Gotta figure out exactly where to put this. Maybe I think I might have cut off part of his pinky there. Let's take a look. Oops. I thought I hit Z. Z is zoom. What do we got over here? Yeah, cut off his pinky just a teeny bit. That's a little bit better. All right. So we'll put this on here like that. I don't know if there's an easier, quicker way to do this. Honestly, the pen tool might work. It would be very manufactured and smooth looking if I did that. But I think this works. And we may change this gradient to be something that is more contrasting to the background. Because if we use the same colors, it might not look right. Henry's probably doing more important work. Oops. No, Henry is. So like right now you can't really tell what's going on up here. So let me actually add a layer to this and go like that, except backwards. So we'll do that. So it's like a little reverse thing going on. Again, we might change all of this later. Yeah, I can put a parallel texture on top of this. That's not a bad idea. I'll have it masked out. So adding something to this would be pretty easy. So let me mask it out first, and then we'll see if we like the gradient or if we want to do something sparkly and shiny. I do have a bunch of newer parallels from my second parallel pack that I haven't used a lot. So maybe I'll find those on my computer and we can use some of those. Because there's some really cool ones in there. And we'll see about using other parallels as well. Okay, so we've got this. There, so we got the ball like that. Let me hide that, see what that looks like. What if we did like that or like this? Yeah, like that doesn't look too bad. Let me save this. Let's pull up my second parallel pack. Parallel pack 2. I wonder if I have this unrarred somewhere. Like, that would be convenient. I have it on my computer in all of its glory. All right, parallel pack 2. So I'll show you what is in that. So I was trying to go with like a retro vibe. Sort of like someone wanted me to do something Tyson Beck like. We're going to do some stuff that might look a little bit like what he does, but not really. But I want stuff that you can't see on your computer because it's on this screen. So let's drag it over here. All right, so like, yeah, like these mosaic parallels are awesome. I might just put a whole mosaic parallel over this whole thing, to be honest. We got stars, we got these guys, which are cool. Some gold. You know, I could just do a regular cracked ice. Put that on there, figure out where we can put some more cracked ice items. Let's start with that. Let's throw some cracked ice on here. I mean, does that look cool? I mean, does that look cool or does that look cool? I think that looks pretty nice. The issue is, you know, like the whole thing with cracked ice. Is it, you know, it's supposed to sparkle. But you can't really have it sparkle because there's no real... Like, this looks better because it's a little bit brighter. So we'll use that one. What happens if I set this to overlay? Let's see which one of these we like best. So I'm just cycling through the blending mode, holding shift and then hitting plus. And it cycles through them. So like overlay's okay. Hard light I think looks a little bit better. Or just normal. I think normal might be good. If you guys liked one in there, better let me know. So we got that, QB1. I think let's do something, okay, let's do this, but invert it. So now we have Mac Jones, just chilling. So let's throw this behind Mac Jones, like this. I'm going to delete this layer mask. I'm going to delete this layer mask, which is fine. Then we just mask everything to Mac Jones, and since it's behind him, it doesn't matter where things are, so I can delete this layer mask and go like that. Okay, now it's behind him. The reason I did that was because I might want to take this, select modify, and expand it like 3 pixels. And then he's gonna have a cracked ice edge, but you can't see it, so we're gonna select modify, not contract, select modify, expand. Let's do like 8 pixels. And then he has this cracked ice border. Let's make the cracked ice larger. So now it looks like what you might have on an actual sports card, because a sports card might have this sort of edge to it. Now the edge itself, I'm going to select this. I'm going to modify and smooth the edge so it's a little smoother. I'm just going to do 10 and see what that looks like. So it's a little smoother now. You know, maybe we go in and we fill these areas in, actually. So you can see the cracked ice better. So there aren't weird gaps, so you actually see it. And then we can set that to hard light. But then we want to take, let's just take a regular gradient. Let me just do this like the smart way and just hit like gradient. Gradient fill, normal gradient fill. It's something I almost never use, which if you've seen me work, I just never do it. All right, let's hit save. So we've got that going on. And again, we might hate this. We might change that to something else. It's on hard light right now. Let me show you what I was going to do. So I'm gonna group this together, and I'm going to do this. Let me show you what I was going to do. So I played around with these photos a little bit earlier. So I'm gonna do a gradient map adjustment, which looks cool already. But we're gonna get rid of this. We're going to turn this to be white. We're going to apply it to Mac Jones like this. Then I'm going to take that, and anything that's red, I'm going to blend in. So anything that's red gets blended in. And actually, yes. And then I take an adjustment layer, hue and saturation, anything that's blue. Let me hide this. I was just playing around trying to make this look like more woodcut. Put the reds back, take away the blue, turn this back on. So there's like some, it flattens everything out. It flattens everything out a little bit. So I can go in here and I can make this a little bit more harsher. Really all this is doing is it's just making it more black or not black. Let me get rid of this. Let me just set this to normal. And let me do this. There's a bunch of different stuff I was trying to do with this. But I don't remember what I did. Let me add a... Let's go back to these guys here. I think I honestly, I think I want to stay away from that. I want to do something else. But what I will do is up here at the top, I'm going to add one of these mosaic filters. There's so much you can do with Blend If. So I've got this mosaic filter, so I'm just going to try and like nudge it so it matches on all sides. The best thing to do, Brad, is just mess around with it to see what it does. So for this, I want this to be set to screen, I think, or maybe overlay or soft light. I think I want it to be screen, but I think I just want to make a little bit of a curves adjustment and go like that. Because then when it's in the slab and we save it, it looks like this. Oh, there. That's better. I had the mosaic on everything. And maybe it takes a slightly different one instead. Set to overlay or screen. This one looks a little bit better. But I mean, that's what it would look like on the card. Maybe we mask out part of it. Just gonna use a random brush. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to see where the light's hitting this, and I'm going to make sure that is where most of it can be seen. So then when I save it and go back, I hit a bunch of buttons just there. Then it kind of matches where the light is hitting it. So, you know, I killed it a little bit too much. So we put it back a little bit more. All right, let's get rid of this crap I did. Get rid of that bad idea. Let's move Jones over a little bit. Save and go back. These are big files I'm dealing with, which is why they look like that. Like, that looks a little bit better. Let's go and change the text real quick. Mac Jones. And then this is a mosaic 1 of 1. 42069 because we're hilarious. And then 1-800 2945464. There, we'll do that. See what that looks like. There, so we got that stuff going on, so that's good. We got this stuff going on here. I'm going to hide this. Let's get back to the design. All right, so there's a bunch of stuff I wanted to do with this. And let me actually open up this file I worked on a little bit earlier today just to like experiment for this. I'm gonna open this with a different Photoshop that hopefully doesn't pop up over here so you can't see the cool stuff I did. It's verifying Adobe Photoshop. How was your guys' Tuesday going? No, it's the phone number to Casano's Pizza. It's 294 King or 254 King 937 294 5464. It's in their commercials. As you know, Brad, it'd be like calling Blake Maislin. If I just did 444444444. But nobody here wants that at all. Sorry, so I just want to see what I did on here, because I did something a little bit different, but it doesn't look the same, so I'm just going to copy and paste it over here. So it's a gradient map. I just drag this gradient map from one Photoshop 2020 document to this one. Actually, I think I know why it looks a little bit different, but I'm going to determine that right now. Here are the two layer styles. So I'm just going to match these up. So one thing, what is this? One thing I'm going to copy and paste over here, a couple overlay layers. I don't think I can, which is hilarious. Yeah, see, I knew you. Oh, is that a different phone number for some random lawyer where you live? All right. We'll go back to my stock images. I'm going to find some paper, which I popped to immediately on accident. So I like the idea of giving this a vintage look, so I'm going to give it a little bit of a vintage color on top. So we're going to blow this up. Kind of like this. We're just going to hit multiply. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to take... Let's do a selective color layer on top of this. I just really don't like their colors. I think that's really what it is. Let's do something like this. Add a little bit of blue to this. So I took a lot of the blue away, but I'm adding it back here. I think that's good and important. Okay. Sorry, I've got this just like really nice looking Mac Jones thing. I don't know why they don't look the same. So this is what I did earlier. So I did this, which is the same thing I've got going on here, but slightly different, but I don't know why it's different. So I'm trying to figure that out. Because that's confusing to me. What if I put this here and do that? It's very weird, I will say. Ah, what is this? Hold on. Please hold. No idea. All right. So we'll figure this out. So I've got normal looking photo here. I've got cool looking photo here. I want the gradient map to not affect a lot of the reds. The reds are completely different in the other one, so that's why. So like the reds I used in the other one. Let me quit out of this now so I don't have two versions of Photoshop up. Darian, I haven't even started. In my mind, I haven't even started. All right, so let's change this. So I used the Patriots color, but the Patriots color is dumb, so we're going to use like super saturated red instead because it looks cooler. So let's go here. Where's that layer with the stuff on it? Yeah, this guy. I just do this, right? Well, I guess I can just give this a color overlay, and that might be the better thing to do. Color overlay. Where's that at? Am I right? Color overlay of red. Why are you the way you are? Why are you a slightly different color red? That's annoying. Oh, you could probably just do this. Boop. There. There. Red's a little bit better, but you can see he is a little bit more saturated. Let me hit some buttons here. Quick ball. I'm going to take the same gradient map and apply it to this guy at the bottom. Wherever he is. Apply it to here. Maybe do a little bit of a curves adjustment layer to brighten it up. Just a little bit. I know they're off. Deal with it. I'm just kidding, I'll fix it. Let me get rid of this texture and stuff that's messing it up. I think in this other file, I have them on the same layer. They're the same smart object, so that's why. Okay, let me pull this up. Grab this layer and make these the same. All right, we're gonna convert this to a smart object. Then we're gonna go in here and we're just gonna do whatever we want. Color overlay. I would like it to be this color, sir. Click. Enter, 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 save. Put out. There. Now they're the same. We did it. So this has a sort of retro vibe just because it's got a little bit of sepia to it. It's got some tones going on in here. Maybe one thing I want to do, which I saw someone else do, which I liked. Oh, Urban Meyer said he considered players' vaccination status for Final Cut, so that's fun. New smart object via copy. Toss this up top. Double click this bad boy. We're going to merge everything together. Delete this. I'm going to turn this into be a gradient map to be black and white. I'm sorry, I'm going to use a
gradient map.
That's better. Let's merge these two together, and then let's go to filter, pixelate, color halftone, and see what this doesn't do. Okay, good. I don't want it to do that. Let's try the filter gallery instead. Color halftone pattern. I don't know why it's I don't know why it's the way you are. There, let me try this again. Filter gallery. Black and white color halftone pattern. Look how bad that looks. Like, do you see how bad that looks? And how pixelated that is? Okay, maybe it's because I had the size at like 8. Let's hit contrast lower. No, contrast higher. Enter, enter. Save. Go back. Set this layer to just multiply. So we've got some dots on top, and that looks terrible. And that is not what I want. No, it is not. Alright, convert to smart object. I know what I have to do. I gotta go to image mode, turn this to grayscale. It's gonna get rid of all of it. Whatever, discard. It's black and white now. Now if I go to filter gallery. I don't want that. Filter, pixelate, color halftone. It's not gonna be in color, it's gonna be black and white. If I hit enter, it's black and white now. That is what I want, except those are huge. So I'm gonna go to filter, pixelate, color halftone, set it to 4, which is the max radius, and then we're good. So I can hit save, go back here, and now we have some color halftones. I could probably set these to soft light, and it looks a little bit better. I really want to set it to overlay, but it's brightening everything up, which sucks. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to invert this, select everything, go to channels, make a new layer, paste. This is what I want to do right here. Is this what I want? I think this is what I want. Except it's inverted. Oh god. Invert. Okay, hold on. I know what I want to do. I gotta... This is wrong. So I need to invert this. Invert this selection. Hold on. I know what I'm trying to do. I need this to be white. And then when I select this and invert it and fill it with black, I know what I'm trying to do, but I'm giving myself the hardest time figuring out what it is. Hold on. Hold on. Did I invert this up here? Well, there's the damn problem. That makes way more sense now. Okay, new channel. Select this. Paste in black and white. That is what I want to have selected like that. This is what I want. Man. Alright, select this. Make a new layer. Fill this in with black. Look, it's the same layer, but this is just black. So now if I save it and go back, it's only black. So now if I set it to normal, it looks like that. The thing I might want to do, though, which is where having none of this rasterized would make more sense. So let me go back a bunch. Until this is a smart object again. Come on. There we go. Man, I really did a number on that. We were in RGB mode again. Okay. So if we want to make something... If we want to do what I want to do. We're going to make this black and white. We're going to turn this into a smart object. We're going to give this a gradient map on top of it. And what I want is I want to add... I only really want the shadows. So we're going to go like this. And then if I do filler, color halftone, and hit OK, it's going to do that, which makes sense. And this is affecting it, which is good. So actually what I want to do then... Yeah, Dalton. Yeah, I don't like the pixelate color halftone. I don't like how it looks. So I'm going to make this just bigger. The issue is, so I've got a very keen idea of exactly what I want in my brain. And I just need it to translate to this. And it's pretty much this. But not quite. Let's save this. Go back to the card design. This is giant as it should be, because I made it huge. Except I'm not going to be able to get it to be the exact right size. Yeah, I do have those halftone textures. That would theoretically work too. But I'm going to do it this way. There. Alright. Okay, that's what I wanted. This is what I wanted. I probably should just do this all at the end. It would make things so much easier. But I'm applying it to only this. Okay, we're going to convert this to a smart filter. I mean, I can just go like this too, probably, and just take, if this layer is white, blend it in, and then go like that. And then, oh, look. It's blended in now. This is what I was trying to do, essentially, but not. Whatever. Alright. So it gave a little bit of texture. Not a lot, but it's there. That's fine. Let's see what this guy's doing down here. They completely murdered the contrast on this guy. I don't even know where he is anymore. Okay, everything's below here, so that's fine. Here he is. So let's tweak this contrast a little bit. Let's darken it up a bit. Alright, let's figure out what else we want to do in this file. We're updating smart objects. Okay, so we're going to take this guy, this guy, this guy, QB1. Lower it down just a little bit. What extra piece of the face mask? Is that a stamp tool mistake or a ghost in real life? Where are we looking? I didn't stamp tool anything, so... Or is it down here? No? I don't know. We'll figure out whatever you're talking about in a little bit. There's QB. Okay. So I want this to be block print sort of looking. To the right. We'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out later. Alright, so I'm going to posterize this. I'm going to convert this to a smart object. We're going to filter. We're going to blur it because we like to blur things. Under the strap. Alright, hold on. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Don't save. What are we looking at? On this big photo here. To the right of his face. Oh yeah, what is that? That's a good question. I think it's just a reflection in this. Yeah, it's a oh, it's an edge here. So it's an edge reflecting the red. I see what you mean though. It does look like it could have been a mistake. I agree. Alright, back to this. I don't want posterize, I want threshold. Next stream needs to be Ben Simmons, depending on where he goes. We shall see. Okay. Thinking of how I actually want to do this. Let's pull up bridge. Let me throw this on here and see what this looks like. That's what I thought it would look like. But I would want to invert it and set it to multiply. I mean screen. And then we take a curves adjustment to this and then brighten it up a bunch. Yeah, kind of like that. There, so now it says QB1, a little bit cooler. Filter. What do we want to do to this? No, pixelate crystallize 3. There, it's been crystallized a little bit. Let's add a little bit more texture to it. Okay, like this is set to screen, so if I get rid of this, this is what this looks like. It's only accentuating those areas, which makes sense. So I don't want to do that. All right, new layer. I've got some random brushes in here. Subtle grunge. Toss these in there a little bit, like that. Go back to the card design, save. I want to make a new layer on top of this, I believe. It's got to render the smart object. Take this, fill the top, on that. Set it to screen. So there, now it's that color, which is what I wanted. There, so now it says QB1. Maybe we get rid of this guy here, which is going to help with some contrast with the words at the top. We got QB1 going on. We've got our border here that we can do the same thing with. So color overlay. Color overlay is now black. And I'm just going to apply it to both of these. We're just going to convert this to a quick smart object. We're going to make this a little bit bigger. We're going to make a new layer because we need black and white. So we're going to make a background layer like that. And then I'm just going to copy and paste this. Let me get rid of that though. And we're going to turn this layer, flip it over like this, blow it up, extra large, save. And we're going to see how bad we hate this. The answer is a lot. So I don't hate it completely, it's just too much. I didn't mean to make another one of these. Let's put some there. And we can turn this layer on. I don't know, blow it up. We're just gonna add a little bit of country and a little bit of rock and roll to this. Mainly we're going to, oh god, I clicked too many times. Yeah. And Z a couple times, add a couple there, there, sit. Zoom in on this. Okay, it's still crispy, which is what I wanted. Hold on. No, we're good. We're good. We're good, Brad. Figure it out. Need to make a new layer. Mask it to that with some red. But set it to screen, and it's only going to apply to this then, which is good. But let me just set this to normal, actually. No, screen. Screen is good. This I need to set to normal, but I just need to take this and do, if this layer is white, which a lot of it is, to blend that in. There. Save. Except we want to dumb this down just a little bit. I'm not surprised Cam Newton got released, just because they were able to get Mac Jones. Hey, at least they're starting him. Unlike the Bears, who's not starting him. Alright, so this is what we got with the card design. There's still so much we can do to this. And so much we should do to this. Like, what is he standing on? We've got the whole vibe down of it being retro and stuff. I think we need just a little bit. We just need a little bit more stuff like this, though. So let me toss a quick
Radiant Magic
on top. That'll wake you guys up. Drag this over. Drag, drag, drag. What is this even doing? Nothing. Because I want to add a little bit more texture to it, but I don't want it to overtake the whole thing. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Goenvolt knows all about Houday because he lives in Cincinnati. Let me just dox you real quick and just tell everybody where you live. Okay, let's go back to our inspiration, because we've done a lot, but I don't know how much. I want to see what else we can add from this inspiration, see what we got going on. So we're not using that. See, the whole point was I wanted to do something like this, where it was color separation. So like this, or I wanted stuff to bleed over. I like the little tiny details of stuff like this on the edges. That's why I liked this. This with some border stuff. We can play around with some border stuff. We got this going on. Let's see if we can... Let's see if we add that back. It should be in here. I should be able to add that back in. Unless I just completely deleted it. Which I did. Oh no, here's the football. Cracked dice. Yeah, let's just crack dice the football. Make the football just like super cracked dice like that. That's cracked, yo. I know something we can do that should look cool. I don't know how I'm going to get it to work though. New smart object via copy. We're going to take this. We're going to take this layer here. I want to take this layer and I want to invert it. So this needs to be white. And this needs to be white. Save, go back here. We can't see anything, but that's fine because I want to give this a stroke of black. On the outside, that is 15 pixels big. Great. So that is good. So then I'm going to put that in its own group. And then on that group, we're going to give it a drop shadow. And we're going to give it a drop shadow of opacity of 1000, which isn't possible. Size of 0. Distance at 140 degree angle. A distance of 10 pixels. And we're going to do that a bunch of times. 10 pixels. Size 0. Let's use global light because that'll kick it over automatically. But the distance needs to be more, so we'll do 20 pixels. Then we'll do it again. 30 pixels. We'll do it again. Do 40 pixels. And then we make this a little bit bigger all around. Crap. If I need to make the white bigger like that, I should be able to hit save, go back here, and then it should save automatically. It is behind it. It's not behind this because this is set to normal, which is an issue. So actually what I'm going to do is hide that. We'll use this text instead. Now we got a cooler looking QB1 that looks like that. I think that looks cooler. QB1. Then we can actually turn this on. Grab this, make a new layer, apply it to this, set it to screen. So now we have this going on here. But what we want to do is we want to make sure that if this layer is white or anything close to white, it bleeds through. But actually, we're just going to set this to multiply because we're going to have this overlay like that. And that looks, you know, it doesn't line up all the way and looks fantastic. That is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do with text on this. I wanted it to look like a barbecue, some sort of barbecue restaurant. So that looks cool. So that's what I was trying to do with these guys in the front then. So like, let me get rid of this cracked dice. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I wanted to make him just look like this with the color halftones on top. Let's go like this. Set to multiply. So now it's really accentuated with that. And I can fix that. What I really want to do is actually go like that so you can see it a little bit better. So we got Jones going like this. We're losing a lot of that color though. So let's hop in here and I should be able to tweak this. And I think actually the best way to tweak is if I tweak it in here. So we'll use a gradient map. And I had different gradient maps set up. So I'm going to make a quick new one. Where 50% brightness is at location 50. 75% brightness is at 75%. And then 25% brightness is at 25%. So then I have a little bit more control, and I can drag these colors over like this. I just made a new one on accident. I can really lighten it up, and I actually don't want black because the black is the issue. So I'm gonna go like this, save. Then if I go back here, this is going to change it completely. So now it looks like this. Get rid of that, get rid of that, go back here. So now we've got Jones going on. Let me make sure that actually did something, because that looks different than that. Yes, okay, good. So we're doing something correct. It's really just the black there at that part. So let's save, go back here, save, go back here. That doesn't look too bad. Yeah, letterpress printing, I think there's people who did that in college where I went. But I did not participate. So what I wanted to do was I wanted that to be shine through. And I was like racking my mind on how I wanted to do this. Because there's a bunch of different ways I can figure out how I want to make this work. I'm going to copy this thing of Mac Jones. I'm going to duplicate this one because this isn't going to matter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a color overlay of white, which is going to give us a background base backer for what I'm going to try and do and mess everything up completely. So this is what we're looking at right now. I just have these halftone dots on top. Which actually I'm going to hit that button on and do this. So that looks kind of cool. Okay, so for this, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna make a new layer. No, this is a copy of itself. But I'm gonna, I'm like jumping 3 steps ahead, so I already know what's gonna break and what's not gonna work. Okay, so for this, we're gonna convert this to a smart object. We're gonna go to our channels. We're gonna select red, because I mainly want the reds. I might just have to do this manually. So I'm going to select this, make a new layer, and fill it with black. But then do that. So what does this look like? So this is all the reds. So anything that looks like this should be red. We've got that going on. Yeah, this is what these are for. So I'm gonna do a color overlay. Set to screen of this color. And that's pretty much what I thought it would do. Which is not what I wanted. Okay. I know what I should actually be able to do. I should be able to go like this. And be like, boom, here's red. Look at that. I think if I want this to work the way I want this to work, I'm going to have to do this. Yeah, we'll do it this way instead. So anything that's red, we're not going to affect this gradient map, which this looks cool. And this is what we had before. And I might just keep it this way. So I'm probably just going to keep it that way. I'm overthinking this. We also only have like 25 minutes left of whatever we're doing. We got Mac Jones. We got this big... we got to do something with this football. I'm not liking what we did and what we have with it right now. So we got to change that. We need to add text and other stuff here. And figure out what the heck we're doing with this guy down at the bottom. What happens if we add this back in? Does that do anything? No. We'll add something to the background, so that's fine. Let's save this and go back here. So this is what we're looking at. So I mean, it looks cool. You know. We can give it a background. Let's update in the smart object. Background. Looks like that right now. Alright, whatever. Save. Okay. We need to ground him. Just Photoshop a ham in where his hand is. I mean, I could Photoshop the Lombardi trophy in there probably pretty easily, but that'd be a little kitschy. If we do that, we might as well just put our sparkles back on. Let me turn our mosaic back on, see what we're looking at here. Let me just delete this layer mask. Let's get rid of that completely. Just gone. Just completely gone. Alright. Mac Jones is here. This is Tiny Mac Jones in the front. We're going to make Tiny Mac Jones a little bit larger. And we're going to give him some grass to play on. Because he deserves some grass to play on. But I need to take actually this border. Which is where? Everything is in here. This is the layer here I want. I want to give this a filter. And I want to crystallize this 3. There. Now it's a little more jiggy-jagged. That sounds good. So let's add some text down here. We want it to say Jones really large at the bottom in Druck super wide. Jones. Oh, and this is a part of that, which is not what I want, but that did actually kind of look kind of cool. So do we just want huge, just Mac Jones? Mac Jones, like this. You want me to put McPorkle on? I'm not putting McCorkle on here. I can make it McPorkle and then have him with a ham. This is Druck wide super. I gotta figure out what I want to put here. I'll put Mac. Put Mac nice and large like this. Maybe tweak the font a little bit on it. Still use Druck, but maybe just use heavy. Druck super. See, Mac Jones doesn't fit. Yeah, I could do that. I could match it to the arc here. And that would make sense a little bit. We convert this to a smart object. Let me actually go to filter liquify instead and show the backdrop a little bit. Oh, I guess I could skew it a little bit to the side, but we'll see how terrible this looks first. Because I can just drag this up like this. Jones. Mac Jones. Yeah, I could do that. And it says Mac Jones. That would kind of work. Sorry, you wanted me to go. I don't even use. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, hold on. I don't even use warp. Where's warp at? So I can warp text. Transform warp. Yeah, we can do this. We can just mess around with this and see how weird this looks. That's fine. I don't really use this warp tool ever. It's real weird. No, we're not going to do that. Hold on. Yeah, I don't want to do. I don't want to do that, J Broom. I know what you're talking about. The only reason I don't want to do that is because I've done something like that before. That's really the only reason. Let me look here. See, I like this. I like all the text on this, like I said, on the side of doing stuff. Yeah, that would make sense to do jersey swap stuff. All right, let's go back to the drawing board on this. Let's change this font to something else. Let's use NutraFilter or NutraText. So that's gonna give it some Miami vibes. It's gonna give it some retro Miami vibes. NutraText. Okay, yeah, this is what I like. I like this. Okay, so we're gonna do Mac. We're gonna make this huge. And right now I'm in like hilarious rush mode for no reason. Mac. There, so he's standing on Mac. Then I can go into this layer and I can move this up. Nope. You can't do that. I can move this up. And then just make a layer that's, I don't know, filled with black. Save. Go back. Save. Go back. Quit. Go back. Quit. Go back. Quit. Go back. Save. Okay, so I can put Mac right here. So theoretically, I would want to do the same stuff I did for that one. Let's just quickly put some shadows down for him to be standing. So he's like actually standing on something. Close up a little bit, drop it down, go like that. Whatever, it's fine. I feel like his front foot is elevated a little bit, so we got elevated leg foot. Or did I tweet I was gonna do a CM Punk graphic? Because I'm not. I might have at one point said, yeah, that's a good idea, and then changed my mind. I'm not accountable for what I tweet. Alright, save. There. So now Mac Jones is sort of grounded. Mac Jones. Yeah, I said doing a CM Punk design would be cool, but I didn't find any good images of him. I think you missed that part. Chickuse. Hey, what are you doing? Get in there. Get in there. What are you doing? What are you doing, guy? Save. Yeah, this design's okay. It's not great. I'm actually going to take this text and do it all in here. Yeah, the thing too is I know nothing about CM Punk, so I would really have to figure that out. No, I don't want that. I want this. I want that. Okay, that's fine. I want this set to multiply. I want this set to multiply. There we go. And then I can go to adjustments, curves, and I can make this real dark. But I only wanted to apply here. Save. We can do layer on top of this, apply it only to this. Give me some of that subtle grunge again. Click, 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 save. Go back. So now it says Mac there. Now we have an issue that I have to actually kind of mask out this part of Mac Jones, but that's fine. What is this? So he's straight edge. That's all I need to know. Facts. Okay. Cut this out. Okay, what are we doing? 100%. Let me move him up here a little bit. I can move this down. So if I completely messed up. Okay, I can drop this down a little bit, like that. And that's going to drop it down, which is good. And delete this layer mask. Mask out this one little area. There's no real appropriate way to do what I'm doing right now, but that's fine. I'm actually going to take this border. Where's this border? This. I'm actually going to mask out part of it. Let's do this instead. Copy this, throw it on top. I'm gonna link these together. And move it. Ah, okay. Can't do that. Can't do that, Brad. Hold on. I need to actually go down to this football thing. This. That I need to click. Okay, there. Now we're good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one on top. And I'm going to link these two together. And we're just going to make it a little bit smaller. Boost it up a little bit like this. Like that. That's good. We're going to delete the layer mask for both. No, we're going to leave that layer mask. This layer mask is going to be completely inverted. It's going to be completely inverted. Is this a vector mask? Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, completely inverted, and then we're gonna make sure you can see everything else. And then we're gonna paint his shoulder back in. Just over here. Shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. So all we're gonna do is go like this. So he's gonna be breaking the fourth wall, sort of thing. Yikes. Whatever. It's fine. It's not really fine. I really need to put that in there because it's going to look weird without it. There. So now he's leaning over it. What did I just call that? It's his elbow. Say his knee? Clearly not of sound mind. Save. Okay. All that work we did trying to get this gradient to work, I'm going to get rid of. Because we're just going to apply the whole gradient to the whole thing. Like we did on the last one. So we're going to get rid of that. Even though it looks baller. Shoulder. Gotcha. That's what I said. That's completely wrong. Don't listen to anything that guy says. Okay, updating. Okay. Yeah, I'll figure out what this is called. It's we can look for it at the end of the stream. Okay, we're gonna convert this to a smart object. Filter. Do I want it to be dark? Like, so the reason why it looked cool, because it was only the shadows. Because I can just do this and do the color halftone, which is going to look baller, because it's going to look like that. I also have these set up real funky, so let's actually go and make this black and white. Image mode, grayscale. Rasterize, discard. Ignore whatever Photoshop is telling me to do instead. It's really what I just said. And just told it to do. I do like this composition in black and white though. Like, that's a good thing. If you see your composition and you see it in black and white and you think it looks nice, then I think you're onto something. Let's set this to like 50%. Let's convert that to a smart object. Then we'll go to filter. Then we'll go to color halftone and we'll do 4. Zoom in a bunch. Save. Go back. We don't need that open. We don't need that open. We're back here. I set this back down to 50% because we duplicated it. And then what do we set this to? Just multiply? Or do we set it to overlay? Yikes. Do we set it to overlay and then we said anything that is this layer or not black? Get rid of? Yeah, that looks kind of nice. That is really doing almost practically nothing. Let's just set it to normal. Or no, multiply. And then just do that. I mean, if I set it to multiply, that's what it's doing anyway. There. Oh, I keep changing it. I keep hitting Command Z and then going, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Like, this is way too dark. Let's set this to 69% because we're comedians. Okay. We've got this gradient fill, which I hate because it's doing a gradient fill based on the whole, based on everything. All right, we have 9 minutes based on when I usually stream from. What do we need to add to this? We need to add a better. Let's get rid of that. Man, that makes things so much darker. I gotta fix that. We'll fix that. We'll figure that out. I'm like contemplating how much I want this gradient map to actually be applied now. You know, like that's fine. Mac Jones. It looks a little bit better. Okay, where's that layer I made? Alright, so I want to select this color and this color. And I want to make a big old gradient map baby on here. Womp. Get rid of that. Okay, now I'm confused as to what is happening. I have 2 of these. Oh, I did it to the one and not this? Okay. This makes more sense now. I'm not going crazy. That's kind of what I wanted. Okay, that's fine. Delete that, save. Add this Jones. Add in the elbow. Elbow. It's not a shoulder. Wow, my computer really hates this file. Like how large it is for. There. Okay. So I need some more text at the bottom. We have so many smart objects that it has to tweak this. So we want to go back to, this is the border and text. There. Oh, I'm sure the file's not that big yet. It hasn't had me save as a it hasn't had me save yet as a file that is bigger than that PSB file. White. Come on. I knew it was going to do that. Mac Jones. We'll just toss right here. Mac Jones. Jones, except this is the border, so I need to make this a lot smaller. I need to be aware of that. And then just delete that from here. So it looks like that. Okay. Let's go back. Actually wanted that open. So it says Mac Jones. You know, that doesn't look too great. I think it's because there's too much stuff on here. So let me go like this. can go like that. Let me just add that in myself with some texture. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We don't have all day. New layer. Attached to this. Only going to that. No, that's completely defeats the purpose. Correct. Delete. Okay. Black, 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 black. Black, black, black. Very confused. Oh, I need to do this again. There. Delete. Oh, I just need to add some white back. That's what I need to do. Okay, save. We did it. Alright. Do. Mac Jones, save. Go back here. Here's a Mac Jones. It's really skewing hard that way, though. So, let me do this. Let me delete that. Delete. Oh, it's still there. Mac Jones. And let's make this a little slightly smaller. Who the heck is just Demi? It does kind of look like the Cubs Chicago scene. That is correct. Okay, let's go back here. We got that going on. What if I add this back in? Which is what I kind of want to do. But then if I did that, I'd have to do like that and just make the football red, which is fine. But then I would need to mask all of this out, which is also fine. Doesn't bother me a bit. That's a bit of an issue, but it's okay. I need to go into this though. And we're just gonna crunch time the heck out of this. The fun thing about doing these is it gives me a mindset and helps me be able to design stuff very quickly. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Not that this is really going to do anything. Let's do 5. Okay, good. And then let's go back here. Grab this, paste it on top. Make it smaller, rotate it. I'm just gonna slam this thing down, flip it and reverse it, and then we should be good. It's your Alright, good, cool. QB1, Mac Jones. Don't really like the type down here, but that's okay. Also, this was using not black, so it's not actually completely masked out. So that's a problem. So much more I would want to do to this. Whoops. Invert. There. I don't even have the Patriots logo on here anywhere. Like, it's right here. But it's not on here anywhere. You know? Like, it should probably be on here somewhere. But we don't have any spots for it. You know, we can put it somewhere and, you know, do some funky stuff with it. That's fine. Huh. Alright, we're running out of time. This is what we got going on. If we give it a mosaic, it'll look like that. And that's just going to detract from a lot of it. Maybe we can add some of it to the edges, like we said. Yeah, rookie card logo is probably a good idea. Let's do that. I put a rookie card logo on something already. Pop in. Size. Like a 7 GB file somewhere. Oh crap. Found it. Where am I going to put this logo? Actually, I can put it wherever I want. Because I am in charge. Rookie card logo. Get rid of you. Paste. Rookie card. Rookie card. Which corner? I'm going to put it up here and cover up QB1 because you can read it still. Make it a little bit bigger. Get rid of the bevel and emboss on all of it because I don't want the bevel and emboss on it. Is this the color overlay? Yeah, so I want the color overlay to be this red color. Enter, 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 enter. And then we just got to take this bad boy and do that. There. Rookie card. Is there a border? Which one of these has a border to it? This, what is this? Let's give this a stroke. 20's too much. That might be fine. Rookie card. Great. Let's make it slightly smaller. And actually boost it up a little bit like that. Like, you know, I could add text here that goes across this. Like, that would be smart. But we've run out of time. This is what we're looking at. Cool little Mac Jones card, QB1. You know, pretty cool. Just need to throw it on a different background, and then I think we're good to go. So, thank you guys for joining me in this stream of consciousness journey of not knowing what the heck I'm doing. Which is, there's a lot of experimentation in design. So, like, sometimes I know exactly sort of what I want to do. Today I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but not really. So we had a lot of messing around trying to determine what that actually was. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff I would change on this. But, you know, this is fine. Let me just find a different background. And let me change this to be a 4:5 ratio. Let's do 4:5. Let's choke this up right in the middle, or I think that's the middle. Blah, blah, blah. I usually like to put these cards on... Yeah, I'm going to crop it. Hold on. Crop. Like that. I usually like putting these cards on some sort of wooden table-y looking background. I think I have one in here somewhere. I'll go to my stock images. Floors? Do I have the floor? Like, I could put it on that, but that doesn't look too real. I think I'll just find some random texture. See, like, I could have just done the whole thing. The whole thing could have been mac and cheese. I like to tilt them just slightly so they're not perfectly straight up and down. I'm just going to go to Unsplash real quick and just search for dark wood. Or can I search, like, top of table? Actually, no. I know what I want to do. Shoot, what is it called? Formica samples. Colors. We're going to go to the Formica company. I want the gallery. I want the cool stuff. There's one, I forget what it's called. But it's white. Load more. Really, that's it? So there's this specific retro tabletop vinyl. I forget the name of it, but I don't want record. It's a retro tabletop for mica. Yeah, this is what I want. I want this. This is what I want. So I'm going to see if I can find this on their website. See if we can inspect element this guy. Sources, images. I don't really care what size it is because I'm going to make it smaller. Save to downloads. I mean, theoretically, what I want to do is I want to make this into a pattern, but I don't think this is a repeatable pattern. So we can go like this. Make these a little bit bigger. Drop this down like that. Drop this down again like that. Move it up slightly. Make a new layer. It's kind of soft. Actually, no, let's just use the spot healing brush. Just go like this. Whatever. I wonder what would happen if I... Well, first off, I need to convert these to a smart object. Go like this. What if I rasterize these all together, combine them, and then just filled it with a content aware fill? It's too large. Okay, so let's do that. Let's just do that here. So let's feather 15 pixels. Let's select no ratio. Select here. The feather is too large. Hold on. Oh, I did 156 pixels. Select here. Select here down the middle. And select here. What if I did that and then did a content aware fill? And just hit enter. Yeah, I'm not going to do a Jake Paul boxing graphic. That's for sure. There. Whatever. Doesn't matter. All right, we're going to group this together. We're going to filter, camera raw filter, and we're just going to give this a quick vignette. You guys don't need to see me do that because you guys know how to do the vignette. Vignette. Boom. That was super weird. Why did that happen? Oh, I did it to the, I did it to the layer mask. Let's try giving this a vignette. Oh, you know what? So I want to do this. I want to convert it to a smart object. This will be the last thing I do. And then I want to camera raw filter and then just give this a vignette. Vignette, enter. There. Save. Done. Logo. Logo. Logo we've been over before. Can I save it to my desktop or somewhere, or save it to my pictures folder? My logo somewhere. It's always my intent, but it never happens. I mean, it looks kind of cool. It's not bad for an hour and a half, you know, of just not really know what we're doing, just kind of messing around. Which is the whole point of these. It's just to mess around and figure out what we think looks cool. Hold on, do I have that other file open? Yeah, let's grab this holographic sticker. And let's put that on top of PSA right here. Just for fun. Put a little holographic sticker right there. There we go. That's better. Alright, save. Oh, it's not mosaic anymore. Retro thing. Retro thing barbecue. Retro barbecue. It also doesn't have the 1 of 1 on it. Save. There. Retro barbecue. Alright. Now we are done. Thank you guys for joining me. Went over a little bit, which is completely fine. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Learned a little something. You know, just playing around with different techniques. It's 2021. No, this is from last year. Okay, now we're done. Now I can update. There it is. All right. Cool. Thank you for joining me. Hope you guys learned something. I'm sure you guys were quick to select to spend your time with me this Tuesday night. If you guys want to see more stuff like this, I've got some private stuff on my Patreon channel that I know a couple of you guys subscribe to. And I'm going to do a lot more breakdowns for them exclusively on Patreon, just for those guys getting some nice quality content from me. But if you guys have suggestions during the week for what you think I should do on the stream, I might do a Q&A soon. I might do another designer duel soon. I got to get talking to a couple of designers that I have in mind for that. But if you have suggestions, let me know. You guys have a glorious rest of your Tuesday night.